Sri D.V. Manohar, Vice President, World Cycling Alliance, Madam Amanda Gavirano, Vice President, WCA, Mr. Christian Hag, Vice President, WCA, Mr. J. Lobo, Vice President, WCA, Mr. Christopher Nadowski, Deputy Mayor, Paris, and President, European Cyclist Federation, Mr. Dharmendra, Chairman, New Delhi Municipal Council, Sri Kunal Kumar, Mission Director, Smart Cities Mission, Sri Kamal Kishore Yadav, CEO and Commissioner, Chandigarh Smart City, Sri Dharmin Dontam Sethi, MD Smart Bike, cycling enthusiasts from various countries and civil society organizations, distinguished guests, and others who are all watching this program online. My dear sisters and brothers, I am pleased to inaugurate this important webinar on promoting cycling in post-COVID world and share my thoughts with all of you. The theme of this webinar is not only timely, but quite important too, as there is need for collective global efforts to make this planet greener and safer. The COVID pandemic has shaken and stirred the world like nothing else in recent decades. An increasingly consumerist-driven and fast-paced world has been stopped in its tracks. The pandemic has drastically affected the lifestyle as well as the outlook of everybody and brought unprecedented changes in our lives. The pandemic has changed the way we live by utilize our time and commute. Restrictions in many cities across the world have resulted in a reduction of motorized traffic and an increase in people choosing to walk or ride bicycles to avoid crowded public transport and follow health authorities' advice for physical distancing. Dear sisters and brothers, as you are all aware, cycling is a healthy, low-cost exercise that can be enjoyed by people of all ages. Mr. Manohar was telling that at the age of 60, he cycled from London to Paris. It's a good example. This is good for all ages, from children to older adults. It is good for the environment also. We are having environmental challenges, climate change. Riding a bicycle regularly is one of the best ways to reduce the risk of health problems associated with the sedentary lifestyle. Cycling promotes both physical and mental health. If you are physically fit and mentally alert, you can achieve many things. You can do great things. Rising income levels, absence of safe cycling infrastructure, and increased affordability of motorized vehicles, especially two-wheelers, are the major factors that have led to decline to the use of bicycles. Especially in cities, short distance trips which can be undertaken by bicycles are now being made by cars and two-wheelers, causing congestion, pollution, and also at times creating tension. If there is tension, you cannot pay attention. Ironically, the pandemic has provided us with a rare opportunity to promote the use of cycling and integrate this non-polluting mode of commuting into urban transport system. This is the time for urban planners and policy makers to have a relook at their plans and policies and earmark exclusive cycling tracks. And I was Minister for Urban Development and we launched the Smart City Mission. I suggested the city planners and particularly the smart cities to please include cycling tracks in their plans. Some of them have done it. Some of it is already completed. I hope others also will follow. I am told that many urban cycling networks have seen a surge in traffic in Europe, China, and the USA. In fact, several major cities have already seized that momentum to advance their urban sustainability agenda. I was there in Berlin some time back. I was very happy to see a lot of people are taking to cycling. There is a huge potential for promoting cycling in India. And I am glad the government of India is trying to remove the barriers to encourage cycling culture in cities across India. One is the infrastructure, second is our mental attitude. Because people feel that having a motorcycle or a car or a SUV is a status symbol. But at the same time, you are adding to the pollution and you are also avoiding a good, healthy life. The traffic surveys show that cycling trips account for more than 15% of trips in most towns and even large cities such as Delhi during this pandemic. Cycling accounts for over 10% of trips in the city. One way it's a very positive development. Dharmendra is here from the NDMC. I hope that they will push it further. It should become a passion. That will become a passion. If you have passion, then you can convert it into a fashion. That will really motivate others. This will play a major role in enabling the livelihoods of the urban poor by providing a cost-effective transport option. Cycling provides several benefits in the form of zero dependence on energy sources, zero pollution, and improved health. Additionally, bicycles can provide critical support to the urban and rural poor who do not have access to basic mobility. In the wake of the pandemic, humble cycling is emerging as a viable solution, not only because it would keep people away from crowded public transport, but also because it would help us retain some environmental gains made during the lockdown. Large-scale substitution of motorized private transport by cycling can reduce noise pollution, improve road safety, and will also help in addressing the increasing energy import bill. This is also very important. The recent study estimated that use of bicycles in place of 2 and 4-wheelers for short distance trips in India can result in an annual benefit of $24.3 billion. Huge. However, the absence of a cycling ecosystem is preventing it from becoming the preferred mobility solution for all sections of society. Therefore, there is imperative need to promote cycling by providing the necessary cycling infrastructure. I am told that many bicycle enthusiasts are taking to cycling to ward off the loneliness and claustrophobia that come with the COVID lockdown. I am happy to learn that there have been 300 to 600% spike in the sale of cycles since strict lockdown were lifted in the country. As workplaces start reopening, some are choosing cycling to avoid public transport, while others are using them to improve fitness levels. In the present situation, everybody needs to improve their fitness levels. Because of the sedentary lifestyle and also the changes in our food lifestyle, people are in between were tempted to junk food, which is not at all good. As most of the urban trips are less than 5 kilometers. This is the right time to promote non-motorized transport as it requires low cost, less human resource, and is scalable and environment friendly. We need to transform cycling as a healthy option rather than a notion that it is a poor man's vehicle. We need to create a mass movement in this regard. with rigorous awareness campaigns and regular promotional events to encourage cycling. Our response to the COVID-19 crisis are already showing how the new normal can be more resilient, inclusive, and sustainable. We have to ensure that the post-COVID world is greener and more resilient. We have to transform our cities into livable and breathable cities. Under the Smart Cities mission, 100 smart cities are required to develop cycling infrastructure, as I said earlier. This is going to provide a boost to cycling in India. I am also happy to note that Cycles for Change Challenge, an initiative of the Smart Cities Mission, Minister of Housing and Urban Affairs, in partnership with Fit India Mission and Swachh Bharat Mission, has been launched to inspire, support Indian cities to quickly implement cycling-friendly initiatives. They will be encouraged to create an extensive cycling networks using low-cost methods like pop-up cycle lanes, non-motorized zones, and set up community-led cycle rental schemes. Some experiment is being made. The challenge aims to inspire nationwide transformation with an ambitious vision of creating over 10,000 kilometers of attractive cycling infrastructure and adding 100 million new cycles to our cities and to make cycles accessible to every citizen. I am happy that 107 cities, including all the 100 smart cities in India, have registered for the challenge and are set to create a cycling revolution. I feel that cities should plan city-wide bicycle sharing schemes, implement public bike sharing systems near transport systems, bus stops, and other public spaces, create a mechanism for the carbon credit system to benefit cyclists and promote e-bicycles. Let us be prepared to ward off all pandemic threat in the future by increasing our immunity and making healthy lifestyle choices now. Let us build a safer, cleaner, and healthier world. We must follow our ancient culture, respect the nature, and also go for healthier, proteinous food and healthier lifestyle. Yoga, cycling, other exercises, they are free of cost, almost. They will only reduce your health cost, your hospital bills, your trips to health centers. So let us follow a healthier lifestyle, good nutritious food habits, leave the sedentary lifestyle, and then take to cycling. I call upon the youngsters across the country, school-going and college-going children, even university-going children also, to take this, because in universities broadly, you have a lot of space and cycling can be practiced there and can be used in the universities, in colleges, and there can be cycle competition also. All these promotions will help us in regaining our health that way. So let us all work together. Let us build a safer, cleaner, and healthier world, because you must live in harmony. And in India, we believe in Vasudaika Kutumbakam. The entire universe is one family. We must all work towards creating peace, reduce tension, and have a healthier life. If you have health, you can acquire wealth. If you have wealth, there is no guarantee you can acquire health. That is proven beyond doubt. So first of all, let us focus on health, healthier habits. Cycling is a very good healthier habit. So let us all promote that. I am very happy. A lot of personalities from across the world are joining this webinar. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.